Welcome back to We Got Goosebumps, a podcast dedicated to the landmark horror series for children, written by R.L. Stine back in the 90s. I'm your cruel older brother who loves nothing more than scaring you, Dylan.
And I'm some random little girl you found lurking in the woods behind your house. I'm Travis. How's it going?
I'm good. I mean, not really, because today we have number 32 in the series, The Barking Ghost, which was released in June of 1995. And I'm going to say it right now. Before I read this book, I was thinking, I feel like we haven't read one quite as bad as Why I'm Afraid of Bees in so long. Like, I feel like there wasn't there's been some rough patches, some areas where people might say, hey, that book sucked. But you know what? Go eat worms. That book's fun. This book, on the other hand, we're going to get into it. I can't believe that Go Eat Worms shows up on people's, the worst Goosebumps book list, and no one's being like, hey, you know what? You know what's a real rough one? You know what? Wolf, The Barking Ghost.
I feel like no one talks about this one.
No.
They should be.
Yeah.
Or maybe, in a bad way. My favorite thing is oftentimes you and I, right around day of recording, will exchange some sentiment, vague, sort of reactionary type wording, often having to do with the book we just read. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, this book. Or like, whoa, dude. And we can kind of get a feel. We don't want to spoil anything for each other, but we're like, oh, he's liking it. He's not liking it. After I read this one, I waited patiently, silently, for a full 24 hours until I got a message from Dylan in all caps. It was, what the fuck did I just read? I was like, yes, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I got your script notes way earlier than I'm used to, and I was just like, oh, no. I have to record a podcast tomorrow. So then I picked up the book, and I was reading it, and it's just like, this is... And it's a sneaky one. We'll get into it, but I actually enjoyed up until chapter 16, and then I started to get angry, and then I didn't stop being angry until chapter 30.
It's got a lot of chapters.
There's a lot of chapters.
It's got a ton of chapters, a ton of one-pager chapters, and it still only comes in at 117 pages, so a little less than typical. It
feels longer. I know.
It did. It's another one of those, we always harken back to the up the stairs, down the stairs. This was into the woods, back out of the woods, into the woods, back out of the woods.
But stupider. Oh, at least in Stay Out of the Basement, there's a murderous dad involved. I still love that book. It's not good.
Oh yeah.
Stay Out of the Basement's pretty. I mean, it's what it is. It's pretty dumb, but man, the dad with the baseball cap and just hey, he's got leaves on his head. Which one's that? I don't know.
It's fun. It's fun. I love the ending of that one. I didn't like the ending of this one. We'll get to it. But, yeah, it was rough.
Oh, God. I didn't read this one as a kid. I'm gonna be honest. If my reaction now, I didn't read this one. This is about the time that I started falling out of the series, and I was probably reading more Animorphs than Goosebumps. Actually, yeah, this 1995 is when I moved from Durham, North Carolina. I stopped being a little redneck boy, and I moved to the Bronx and became a little street tough. Not really, but I was walking around saying hey. Get over here. Oh, hey. What's up? Hey. Oh, hey. Oh. If I do that a lot, if I do hey, oh, whoa, the dog gets really excited. I don't know why, but Lily just gets
turns into a barking ghost herself. Huh?
Apparently, yeah. When I was watching Sopranos, I used to do that a lot. It's just hey, oh, whoa, 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 hey, oh, oh.
It's infectious. You can't, once I start the Andrew Dice Clay, it's weeks before I can stop.
Yeah, I should actually stop now before this becomes just that.
Yeah, I don't even know if there are any silver linings, not to hedge about the covers, but I'm not even a big cover lover of this series. The Jacobus one, the dog has too much head. It looks like the dog has the head shape of my grandma. Just a big flop of hair on top.
It's clearly a little dog. Like, this is like a Pekingese that someone's tried to make look scary. Like, it's got a tiny little snout and a big old round dome head. Like, it's obviously like a little dog, but it's real scary. I mean, it's a really intense drawing of a scary little dog.
I think it's the ears, the floppy ears. If it had the pointy ears, the Dobermans or something, the ears going forward, flopping forward, that's not a dog's, dogs don't do that when they're upset. The ears go back. I'm getting mixed signals from this dog. And
I know, I mean, he did describe them as Labradors, which are the least scary dog. Like, who's scared of Labradors? Yeah. And they're just doofuses. Like, they're just big old dum-dums. Like, they're not the scariest of dogs. They use those dogs for bomb detection because they know that a Labrador will just go up and be like, I'll take a nap next to this bomb bag.
I mean, even with the red eyes, it doesn't really...
No.
It doesn't really add much.
I mean, our dog makes this face when I get, like, annoy her. So this is not scary to me. This is my day-to-day life where I torment the dog and run off with her toy. So, like, this is not scary. It's a very well-rendered angry Pekingese.
I was trying to think what he could have done to actually make it scary, and the only thing I can think of is maybe having the woods scene with just the eyes in the darkness, red eyes in the night. Yeah, that might be the only way.
Like you could see two shadows of dogs with the red eyes staring at you from the forest. Yeah, that would be better. Like, even if the muzzle was just bigger and boxier, it's like an angry fox. Ugh.
Yeah.
Also, the tagline: "Bad dog, really bad dog." It's like, okay.
And first of all, there's two dogs.
Yeah. It should be the barking ghosts.
It should be, yes. This book. It's bad when we're even mad at Tim Jacobus,
Yeah. He's just taking the hit. Is there a UK cover lurking on this next tab? Because I don't...
Yes.
Jesus.
There's only UK. The rest of the world used Jacobus's cover. No one could be bothered with this fucking book.
Okay. I'm going to look at it. This is my first time seeing it.
Here you go.
I mean, I can't...
Yeah, it's not that dissimilar, really.
No, it's the same one, but with tapioca pudding everywhere. Well, this time, at least, the green looks sinister, like, because they put, like, smoke in front of it.
Yeah, I noticed the little smoke. That's
yeah, that helps it, yeah.
I have news for you, and I don't know whether it's good news or bad news. Okay. But this cover, this UK cover, is the last UK cover that is different from the US covers. So unfortunately, we won't get any more UK surprises, which I think does make me sad.
It is one of those horrible things where I've done nothing but bash these covers for
almost 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. And now they're leaving us. And I'm like, you're gonna have to edit this out, I feel like, but you fucking pussy. You bailed on us halfway through the series. Fuck you, UK guy. Get in here and finish what you started. All right? That's my challenge to you. Do the rest of the 31 covers now and send them to us so we can review them. Or someone else do them. I don't care. All you have to do is draw a tiny picture and then just throw it in a fucking puddle of goo and you're good to go. It's fine.
I'm hoping that doesn't apply to the rest of the international covers, because I would still like to see more interesting Indonesian and Korean and
or France or the depressing Dutch covers where it's like college students who are constantly befuddled by monsters. They're not scared.
The same two white kids have been
Jan
assaulted.
and Berta. Oh no.
Yeah, well, we're already here. Yeah, we might as well start.
Let's get this over with. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
So we got Cooper. Cooper is my least favorite character in terms or character archetype, where he's just this scaredy-cat, and like, I get it. Kids are scared of shit, but like, a scaredy-cat's annoying in a normal situation. They're infuriating in a horror movie situation. And, like, that's what this is. I don't need a scaredy-cat in here. Get him out of here. Although there is a funny moment later in the book where Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas is like, hey, we should follow these dogs. And he's like, nope, and runs away. And
I know. That really did get me. It got me pretty good.
God, that was so good. Because it was like, so true to his character.
Yep.
But, so he's a chicken shit. He's scared of everything. He keeps, like, this whole chapter is him like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's just leaves. What's that? Oh, it's a bunny rabbit. Oh. It turns out it's his first night in his new house. And you know what? I thought I was going to love this book because it's about this little kid. His name's Cooper. I mean, he looks fucking weird, apparently. He looks like Alfred E. Newman, apparently. He's got big droopy ears, red hair, freckles that pop out when he's scared, I think. Something happened.
He's like the Mad magazine cover
yeah.
kid.
And so he wears the Red Sox cap because that's his favorite baseball team, as it should be. Although those motherfuckers traded Devers, and I don't...
At least you had a good player to trade.
That's something. So he used to live in Boston. He has his friends Gary and Todd, but they, as always friends are in these books, they're absolute assholes. And it sounds like they just made fun of Cooper constantly. And he's like, I bet you scare yourself on Halloween. It's like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, accurate. But he lives now in Maine. See, again, like, it's just all in New England, like, you know, my old stomping grounds, my old grounds where I stomped around and stuff, but you think, like, I'd love this. But he's in the deep woods, and he's, of course, very scared about all this. And then, we find out he's got a collection, and it's snow globes. And I don't know about you, Travis, but I kind of loved snow globes as a kid.
I thought that collection would be pretty sweet. I kind of wanted to see it.
Yeah, because like the Stamp Kid. Oh man, that fucking Stamp Kid. I love that kid. Was that Go Eat Worms?
Oh yeah.
No. That was the comic book collecting one. That was the Mass Mutant.
That's right.
Attack the Mutant.
Yeah.
This one has a cow. This one also has a cow. I don't know where I got it. So anyway, he has 77 snow globes from all over the world. His dad built him some custom shelves. And Travis, you and I are both collectors. We've collected for decades.
Oh, yeah.
Shelving, very important. And his parents
So
are on
important.
top of it. And then they got him some decent shelving. He's excited to take care of his snow globes. We get some snow globe caretaking later in the book about, like, you know, how you take care of your snow globes properly. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Especially as a kid, I love miniature shit still, but I always loved, like, having a tiny little miniature world in there. Oh, fuck yeah, it's gonna snow.
Yeah. Sorry, the way you mimed that, just so folks at home know. Dylan miming, shaking the snow globe, be like, oh, fuck yeah, it's going to snow. Just to all the little people inside of it. You won't snow, you little bitches? You about to get some?
Oh yeah, here it comes. Them flakes is big, aren't they? Oh man, I had one snow globe when I was a kid. I'd just be like, yeah, get that snow in your face. Oh, it's getting weird now. Then he hears something else, and the rule of threes. This is the third thing he hears outside, and he's like, I'm gonna get this shit, and he throws his baseball at it outside. He's like, oh, got that deadly snake. Travis, you probably would appreciate that. He killed a snake. It was
Straight
actually
up, yeah.
a garden hose, so...
I've killed those too, man. Don't mess around.
But then, Cooper's like, all right, I'm going to go to bed now. I've caused enough havoc. Everything's spooky. I'm going to go to sleep. But then, he hears another weird noise. But this one's not coming from outside. It's coming from under his bed. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my god, is it the dog ghost already? Let's see. Well, he hears raspy breathing. That's how dogs do. Dogs always rasping when they're breathing. For some reason. I've always wondered that. What are you doing, dog? Are you smoking when I'm not around? You got Newports? He's like, is this my mind playing tricks on me? What's going on? I'm hearing raspy breathing under my bed. He's like, do houses breathe? Because his mom has been telling him, like, hey, this is an older house. Houses settle. My dad used to tell me that too. Like, I would hear weird noises in the middle of the night, and Dad would be like, "Oh, that's the house settling." I'm like, "Dad, I think that was you in the liquor cabinet. I don't know. Does the liquor cabinet settle? I don't know how it works."
Oh no!
But
you know who else settled? Cooper's mom.
Hey-oh. Ain't that the truth?
Oh man, when they described the dad just stalking off, and she's like, when his dad gets mad, he just leaves the room. It's like, that's a man who knows he's going to kill his child if he doesn't leave.
Yeah, actually, he's got it under control. I admire his father, but but he keeps hearing it. This sound that's not a house settling sound, and then he starts to hear hoarse breathing, and of course, this is now he's getting a little scared. He's like, it sounds like a sick animal's under my bed. He peeks over the side, and then 2 strong, cold hands grab him and tighten their grip around his throat. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, it's his brother. It's fucking chapter 2 and 3. Like, obviously, it's his sibling.
Throwaways.
Yeah,
throwaways.
Gotta be a sibling. It's his brother Mickey being a total douchebag. Mickey's one of those kids that never does the fun pranks. He's just an asshole. Like, his pranking is just like,
psychosis.
Hey, I strangled you. He's like, yeah, that's real. You got me. Got me. So Cooper's just like, Mickey, you are a fucking jack. Oh, my Boston accent actually is
it came
works.
out.
Oh, it's really gonna work for this too, because they're from Boston. So these fucking kids probably are little shits, man. Oh, fuck yeah. You know these kids. Fucking, oh, man. Kid. Oh, fuck. So, Mickey's just like, Cooper. Oh, that name, too. It's a perfect name. Mickey's just like, Cooper, you need to stop being such a little bitch. I don't know why I went to fucking Southern California.
Valley girl there a little bit, yeah.
A little bitch. He's like, do you want a nightlight near your bed? And Cooper's just like, all right, it's go time. Jumps him. And it's just like pounding him on top of his head is what it sounds like. Like he's on top of Mickey. He's just like bam, bam, bam. But Mickey's bigger because Mickey's 3 years older than he is. So he's like 15. He's 15 hiding in his brother's room, strangling him. That's terrifying.
Much.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
He's a high school freshman and he's just like, gotta strangle my brother.
And I'm going to hide under his bed for hours potentially.
Yes.
For the right moment.
So, Mom and Dad run in. Dad's just like, what the fuck's going on here? And Cooper's just like, hey, Mickey started it. Which is obvious because fucking Mickey's in his room. So who else started it? He didn't go to fucking Cooper's. Cooper was in Cooper's room. Mickey's in Cooper's. Who started it? Not Cooper. So anyway, Dad's just like, hey, you fucking think you're the innocent one here? Nobody's innocent, kid. Nobody's innocent. And Cooper's just like, whatever.
Pops. Did you say Pops up in Boston? They call him Dad Pops up there?
I don't know. I don't have family in Boston.
You didn't have a dad in Boston?
No, I didn't have a dad in Boston. No. That's what my dad calls his dad though, but they're Southerners, so.
Yeah.
But another time, like, so we get kind of a hit list of Mickey's best of pranks. He like hit a tape recorder that played spooky sounds, and then like Mickey was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go pick up Cooper from Little League," and then he didn't. That's not a prank. That's
rough.
Yeah, that's just abandoning your brother. Like that's
like and watched from afar to watch him panic.
Yeah.
That's sinister.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, I wonder if he's going to get snatched. Mickey. But Cooper's just like, I need some revenge. But what could I possibly do to get revenge? But then Cooper hears a barking dog outside. And they don't have a dog. But at first he's like, oh, it's got to be Mickey. And this was another fucking red herring. This is another fucking red herring where he's just like, Mickey's super good at imitating dog noises. He just bark, 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 bark. And everyone's just like, oh my God, is that a real dog? And he's just like, Mickey's super good at it. He's like the best at making fake dog noises. It's like, did they used to be dogs? Is that why he's good at that?
That's what I thought, yeah.
But then he hears 2 dogs. And I do like that Cooper's just like, not even Mickey's that good. He can't do two separate dogs at the same time.
That did make
He
me laugh.
gets up to look outside. and he can't believe what he saw. Bum, 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 bum.
He ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted people to be as mad as you clearly were, having to sit through that dumb to find out nothing. It was nothing. To be fair, I also could not believe that I didn't see 2 dogs there. If I'd heard a bunch of dogs barking, I would be surprised. Just that I feel like that's disingenuous phrasing. I'm just putting it out there that it was yes, it was not an easily believable thing, but maybe not a shocking or ah. And I feel like a shitty cliffhanger.
Oh, yes. Can't believe what I didn't see out there, which would be dogs. No dogs at all. I did like that part of the logical tree, because oftentimes R.L. Stine will put the kids' logic in here so that we don't just completely call bullshit on everything. He does a good job of being like, kids are stupid, and this is what they thought. And I did really appreciate when he was like, wait, Mickey can't be 2 dogs at once. I was like, right, Cooper? Yeah. Good job figuring that out. But anyway, he didn't see nothing. No dogs at all. And so, because there's no dogs out there, and at this point, dogs are just dogs, and he didn't see one, who gives a shit, he falls asleep. Cool. And then the next morning, he wakes up and he's like, man, I miss Gary and Todd. Man, if Gary and Todd were here, sure, they would be, giving me atomic wedgies and noogies and telling me that I'm stupid, my ears are too big. But at least they were humans I could talk to. I kind of miss that.
Also,
no one lives...
Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper.
Yeah, that's got to be where those 2 names came from. I feel like R.L. Stine does that a lot, where he's just like, he just riffs on names. He's like, Cooper. Yep, one of his friends is Gary, and the other one, whatever, Todd. I don't care.
But those are my friends, Rod and Springsteen.
Because wasn't there one in another book where he was clearly there was Mr. Andretti, which was in our favorite book, Why I'm Afraid of Bees. And then there was the fucking the one where it was Bird. It was Larry Bird.
Oh yeah, yeah. God, I love that. I love that book. But yeah, so he falls asleep, misses his friends next morning, Gary and Todd, because no one lives close to him here. He doesn't have any kids his age to play with. The only other kid's Mickey, and Mickey is kind of a mean asshole to him. All around him is just woods and woods, not much else. So he's bored. And so he hangs around. He's got some play equipment out in the yard. He hangs around the play equipment, leaning up against the jungle gym, smoking a cigarette, thinking about last night. What's up with those dogs? What was that all about? And he decides, you know what? I'm going to look for evidence of dogs. He looks around. He can't find any paw prints. No holes dug around the fence line. He doesn't step in dog shit. Nothing. So he's like, well, there's nothing in the yard. Maybe I'll brave the woods a little bit, explore a little further. Maybe the dogs are out in the trees. And at this point, he's still like, you know what? I wouldn't put it past Mickey. Still thinking back to Mickey potentially being with at least one dog. He's like, man, I wouldn't put it past Mickey to have used the tape recorder for one of the dogs while he barked along with it like it was dog karaoke. And Mickey was barking along with it, and I was hearing both Mickey and the recorded Mickey do dog stuff. I was like, dude, that's dumb. I can't... R.L. Stine, I can't even believe you wrote that as a suggestion of something that a kid would do. That sounds so stupid. Like, Mickey's going to be like, all right, I'm going to bark and scare him. Then he's going to be like, you know what would really get him, though? If he heard 2 dogs. Let me get my tape recorder and bark along with it. Like, I just don't find it feasible. Anyway, Cooper
also,
walks through the woods.
Why is that the scariest thing that, like, yeah, Mickey's going all in on this dog thing. And I get it. As a kid, I was super excited that everyone's just like, Dylan, you do a great Engineer Scotty from Star Trek impression. And I was like, yeah, mate. And, like, I'm sure, like, as a kid, Mickey was just like, yeah, I do real good dog barking noises. Woof, woof, woof. But is it a scare tactic?
Yeah,
is Cooper that bad? Like,
he's way past scaring his brother with a dog. He, first chapter, he strangled him at night.
Yes.
He's well past me barking at him.
He's moved on to like the level of the twins from the first Monster Blood that were like hanging cats in trees or whatever it was that they were doing. Or no, they were throwing bikes into trees, I think. Or the brothers, the brothers that were in The Ghost Next Door that were setting fire to mailmen's houses.
Yes, those are felons.
Yeah.
So anyway, he still suspects potentially Mickey is some, or at least one, maybe all of the dogs. And so Coop walks through the woods, thinking about the dogs. He got dogs on the brain, and he's also thinking of a way he could get back at Mickey. But then suddenly, because he's lost in thought, he realizes he's lost in the frickin' woods. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, that actually is terrifying. You can get lost and die in the main woods.
Dense.
Yeah.
Very dense.
At least it's September though, so it'll be nice out. If it was winter, he's dead. He's just dead. So he's scared. He's about to burst into tears like little chicken shit, but he doesn't because he's like, I dehydrate if I do that. I'm Super Cooper. I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm going to explore the right. If I don't see my house, then I'm going to go back left. Boom. Plan in my brain. So he starts walking through the woods, going on a little trip. Then he hears a noise behind him. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's there? But then he keeps hearing noises. Keeps turning. Loses the direction he's heading in because he's dumb, doesn't know how woods work. Here's more sounds. Got a snap, crackle, and pop. Someone's eating Rice Krispies, but then the branches here, there. Mickey? Who's there? What's going on? Mickey! You better back the fuck up, man! Mickey! Here's shit. But then something scrapes against his cheek. Cold and sharp, like the claw of a witch. Cooper screams! Eee! Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my god, finally, a witch. No, it's actually worse. This is worse than the last cliffhanger we hated. It's a fucking leaf. It's a leaf. A leaf on his face.
Remember Carly Beth, who actually was scared of things that were scary?
Yeah. I miss that.
Yeah, I miss Carly Beth. I was just mentioning that. All right. Continue on from the leaf.
God. A leaf. Well, Cooper's thinking about it. He needs to get home. And he remembers, you know what? Dad was going to assemble the new barbecue grill this morning. Because if you remember, this family is new to the neighborhood. They still got a lot of unpacking, setting up to do. Dad's going to assemble the new barbecue grill this morning. He says, you know what? I'll wait until I hear some hammering, and then I'll walk toward that. And I don't know what barbecue grills look like in the mid-90s. I've assembled a few over my time. Never incorporated a hammer. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But Cooper seems pretty confident there will be hammering. So he's like, you know what? I'll wait until I hear the hammering. I'll walk toward the hammering. Boom. I'll be right at my dad. Smart. Well, then he hears something else behind him. It's not hammering. And someone grabs his arm. Now that's a fucking cliffhanger. But it isn't, because it's in the middle of chapter 6.
Oh.
So instead of turning around and
why not? Why not just pull that back a little bit? There's too many chapters anyway. Cut it.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I mean, this would have been a great one.
I hate
this. It's rough. I'm going to blame. You know what? R.L. Stine, infallible. I'm going to blame the ghostwriter.
Yeah. The dog.
The barking ghostwriter.
Yeah. The farting. Go whatever. I'll think of something clever to say. You give me a couple hours.
Okay, I'll keep going here. So someone grabs his arm, and it's not Mickey. I don't think, but he starts to. I like how he starts to run before he looks. Someone grabs his arm, and he's just like, fuck it. He just runs. I do appreciate that.
He doesn't have a fight or flight response. He just has a flight response, and his legs just go.
All flight. But then he trips, and then he scrambles up after he trips.
Sorry.
And he sees it's a girl. It's a girl. It's not Mickey at all. Or a dog, for that matter. Yeah. It's just a woodland tree girl out here lurking around. Now I'm going to read you a little bit.
She is kind of described like that, yeah.
it's weird. The whole time, not to spoil the ending, I thought she would be something. Because he just finds her in the woods, and she doesn't have a family. She lives with him for the rest of the book.
That is true. Oh, my God. The thing is, as we go through this, I keep getting reminded of things like what you're about to read, and I get madder because I'm just like, this went nowhere. All right, go ahead.
I know. I got you. Here we go. I'm going to read. This is our introduction here. She was about my age and had really long red hair. It was frizzy, and it stuck out in a million directions. She had big green eyes. She wore a bright red t-shirt and red shorts. She reminded me of a rag doll Todd's little sister used to carry around.
That was a great description of her, actually. Like, you could immediately see that child, and it hurts your eyes. She and Andy would blind you if they were together.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, she kind of reminds me of like a small little girl Carrot Top. You okay? She asked, her hands on her waist. Yeah, sure, fine, I muttered. Didn't mean to scare you, she said. I wasn't scared, I lied. Really? She said. I would have been scared too if someone grabbed me like that. I really didn't mean to. It's like, come on, bitch, you didn't mean to grab him? You mean to grab people. Anyway, I told you, I said sharply, I wasn't scared. Okay, sorry. What are you sorry about? I asked. This had to be the weirdest girl I'd ever met. I don't know, she replied, shrugging. I'm just sorry. Well, you can stop apologizing, I told her. I brushed the dirt off my clothes and picked up my baseball cap. I quickly set it back on my head to cover my ears. The girl stared at me. She stood there and stared without saying a word. She was staring. Oh, wait. Was she staring at my ears? Who are you? I finally asked. Margaret Ferguson, she replied. But people called me Fergie, like the Duchess. By the way, I don't know if yours said Duchess. I heard that saw some trivia that they pulled that out.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Like, yeah, I thought you added that, and like that's a weird reference for Travis to make.
I don't even get that reference. The Fergie to me is Fergalicious.
Fergie's the Duchess.
I guess so.
Yeah, Duchess Fergie. She's still around, I think. Yeah. They still talk about
that right?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Maybe more up here in Canada where that's relevant.
I didn't know what Duchess she was talking about, but I pretended I did. I live through the woods that way, she said, pointing behind her. I thought no one lived around here for miles, I said. Yeah, there are a couple houses around here, Cooper, she replied. They're pretty spread out. Hey, how did you know my name? I asked suspiciously. Margaret, or Fergie, or whatever her name was, turned beet red. I, watched you move in yesterday, she confessed. I didn't see you, I replied. That's because I hid in the woods, she said. I heard your father call you Cooper. And I know your last name, too. It's Holmes. I saw it written on all the boxes in the moving van. And I know you have a brother, Mickey, she added. He's a jerk. I laughed. You got that right, I exclaimed. Hell yeah, sister. Fuck him. So how long have you lived around here? She didn't answer. She kept her eyes on the ground. I said, how long have... Suddenly, her head jerked up and she gazed into my eyes. What's wrong? I asked when I saw her frightened face. Her face tightened, as if she were in pain. Her lips trembled. Margaret? I cried. What is it? She opened her mouth, but no words came out. She breathed deeply, gulping air. Finally, she clutched my shoulders and shoved her face right up close to mine. Dogs, she whispered. Then she let go of me and darted away. And that's the weirdest interaction in a Goosebumps book to date. The fuck was up with that? Nobody was acting normal. And no one acts that way again.
Nope.
The whole rest of the book, they're completely normal. And it's almost like she never acknowledges this.
No, ever. It comes up again and again. And each time she's just like, what are you talking about? It's like, what you...
And it is. She's so mysterious. And she just ends up being... I don't know. I'm fucking mad on them. Anyway, they both run. They both run after she whispers dogs. And Cooper, she's a little faster. Cooper catches up to her, spins her around, like grabs her and says, like, what the fuck? And she snaps at him, like, let me go. And he's like, what about dogs? And she said, who said dogs? And he's like, you did, Margaret. You said dogs. And she's like, nah. And as I'm reading this, I'm like, what is happening? She gaslights a little further. Then she tells Cooper he and his family need to leave as fast as they can. Bum, bum, bum.
So Ferg?
This would have been a great chapter if the book had gone better.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying, in my head, I'm trying to build the story that was here. I feel like there was a whole other story that was on its way to being written here. And I feel like Margaret or Fergie, I feel like Fergie was a much bigger part of it, but I feel like she was supernatural in some way, because there's a lot of stuff early on where their parents are just like, we've never heard of that family. And it's like, that's weird. But then it's just like, oh, no, never mind. Her parents are here and they're friendly and everyone's friends and everyone likes each other. It's like, okay, that was weird. Because there was like literally like 2 chapters where like, is Margaret not really there? Is Cooper seeing her? So like, I'm in my head, it's just like, is it like originally Cooper and Mickey were dogs somehow and Fergie could sense that because she's part of the woods and the woods were haunted? Like, what was the original story that then got horked around to this really stupid other ending? We'll get there.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, and another thing before we get too far, the parents never hear the dogs when it's the other dogs, but when it's because they hear the dogs when they're the kids. Right. It's weird.
Yeah, the rules for the dogs change. So Fergie books it. Cooper's running after her, and he's like, what are you talking about? And then she just stops. Which just... why is she running in the first place if she's going to stop and just talk to him anymore? And then she's like, hey, the woods are haunted, and your house is probably also haunted, and you need to go back to where you came from. And then she just leaves and continues walking. So really, that was... What's the point of that? What was the point of that conversation? No new information happens.
None.
And Cooper's like, all right, so I'll just let her walk away. And then he's like, oh, wait, I'm still lost. I should have probably followed her back to her house, and then I at least know where I'm going. Now he's freaking out because she's just like, hey, by the way, the woods are haunted. So now he's lost in haunted woods. So he's like, I wish I'd never met Fergie. I wish she had died. I don't even like the Black Eyed Peas. He's like, I can't wait to tell my parents what she said, though, because then they'll just pack up and move back to Boston. Cooper's real stupid, also. The fact that he's just like, I'm going to go over to my parents and be like, hey, this girl said that the woods are haunted, so we move back to Boston. Like, that's the conversation he thinks is going to happen. And it's going to be
like, you're 11. They're not going to listen to you at all.
And like, ghosts? What's happening? So he hears a hammering sound, the sturdy, resounding hammers of a dad putting together a hibachi grill. Like, I love to imagine, too, like, it's not even a fancy grill. It's literally just one of those, like, the ones that you just dump charcoal in. And he's just like...
Yeah, and he's just beating the lid on it.
But then he feels like Cooper's like, hey, I feel like I'm being watched. He sees 4 eyes. And it's 2 Labradors. The scariest of all dogs. 50 pounds each. Fat. Just drooling everywhere. One's panting. The other one's got some ugly dog teeth. And they're like, "Rah!" And Cooper wants to run, but we hate Cooper, so he's just like, no, what should I do? Like, this is the time he's just like, actually, you shouldn't run from 2 dogs anyway. That's that will bring you down. But then the dogs attack him. He's like, ah! Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, so now he runs. Maybe a little late for that. Arguably, maybe. If you're ever going to run, maybe before you get attacked would be a good time to do it. But then he yells, help! And then he hates how that sounded all bitch-like coming out of his mouth. So he doesn't do that anymore. And then he's running, and he's got these black labs at his heels, and they're chomping. And one of their sharp teeth scrapes his ankle.
What if he's been bit by a ghost dog, and now he's going to turn into a ghost dog? Oh my god, that could have been the plot. I forgot he got bit. Oh my god.
I did too, but I guess Fergie doesn't, so it doesn't.
I know, but that's all bullshit. That whole from the point where the dogs dragged them into the woodshed, that's when the new plot was tacked on, because that was when. That's when
terrible. The shack was fun until it happened. And then when the shack happened, the rest of the book was
feel
garbage.
like that's the point R.L. Stine or whoever was just like either R.L. Stine did chapters 1 through 16, and then a ghostwriter came in and was just like, so I guess R.L. Stine wanted me to write that there's a change box in the shack. And Arlstein was like, no, whatever, I'm too busy. Or the other way around, where like Arlstein was just too busy, and like the Ghost Rider comes up and it's like, here's chapters 1 through 16, sir. And Arlstein's like, yeah, change box. And the other writers, no, I feel like it's the other way. I feel like Arlstein did chapters 1 through 16, and the other writer was just like, well, we already had kids that were dogs already, so let's do this other idea. And that writer is bad. He's a bad dog.
A real bad dog. So he burst out of the woods. He's running. He's got that ankle that's been ever so slightly scraped up against by a ghost dog's tooth. And he burst out of the woods toward his dad. He's like, help, Dad, dogs, Dad, dogs. And Dad's like, what dogs? And Cooper's all confused. He's like, the dogs right there, Dad, the dog. Where are the dogs? And then he has to point. He's like, Dad, there were wild dogs, big black labs. They chased me through the woods, and I think they might be ghosts, and one of them bit me just a little bit, barely at all. And, but there were no dogs. There was no barking to be heard, no rustling, no trotting, no jangles of leashes or chains, no snarling. They had vanished? Bum, bum, bum.
Dad's just like, shit. Now Cooper's turned into a prankster. I can't stand these prankster sons of mine. He's
got to send him to the same home they put that dummy girl in.
Oh, God. Which dummy girl?
Yeah, all of them. The House of Dummy Girls.
Oh, God. Remember that book? That was such a good book.
So good.
I miss Night of the Living Dummy 2. I honestly, after the Monster Blood sequels, Night of the Living Dummy 2, I entered that cautiously and nervously, thinking like, oh boy, how is this going to go? It's like, oh.
Yeah, first good sequel.
Yeah, solid. Oh my God, so much better than fucking 2. Forgot about mummy bullshit.
Yeah, mummy bullshit.
Anyway.
Mm-mm.
But Coop's just like, hey, Dad, listen, there was fucking dogs. There's so many dogs. And now Dad's starting to get concerned. He's like, oh no. Is it worse? Is he not a prankster? Is he like, like something going on upstairs? Are we going to have to diagnose some cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? And Coop's just like, even more, he's like going deeper into the whole thing. He's like, Dad, 2 dogs, 2 big dogs, like just the biggest dogs you've ever seen. They were chasing, one trying to eat my leg. I'm dying over here. He's like, look at my leg, Dad. And obviously there's probably like a little red mark, and Dad's just like, that could be like you got like fine, or walking through the woods. I'm sorry. You're stupid. Then Cooper's just like, you know what? This would be the best time to be like, Dad, also the woods are haunted. We should move back to Boston. And like, everyone knows these woods are haunted. I like just like, hey, everyone knows. This kid I met in the woods, she's like, boom. Dad's like, I can't deal with you right now. Clearly you're crazy. Red Sox aren't doing well. We live in Maine now. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you need to not be crazy. Stop walking in the woods scaring yourself. You know you're chicken shit. And Cooper's upset because his dad doesn't believe him. Like, his dad doesn't believe him about anything. And his dad's like, hey, why don't you go inside and eat your breakfast? Maybe you'll make friends when school starts next week. Whatever. Cooper's just like, hey, I'll go inside. I'll eat my breakfast. Whatever. He's had a busy fucking morning if he hasn't had breakfast yet. When I was a kid, it would be breakfast first, and then you go outside and start getting shit done. Like,
yeah.
Who runs deep into the woods enough to get lost, and then like, oh shit, I wish I'd had that them bacon and eggs before I came out here, because I'm gonna starve to death for sure now.
Could have had those Rice Krispies he was snap crackling earlier.
Exactly. So Cooper walks in, but he takes one last look in the woods, and guess what? He fucking see them 2 dogs. 2 dogs!
Oh my God.
Not 1, but 2.
Oh my God.
Bom, bom, bom.
So he blinks a couple times, checking his vision. Boink, boink, boink. Blink, blink, blink. Oh, the dogs are gone now. Huh.
Oh.
That's weird. I feel like I just saw dogs. Now the dogs are gone. That's crazy. Oh, anyway. He goes and eats breakfast. Thinking about those dogs he saw or maybe didn't. And he asks his mom, he's like, hey, Ma, you met the Fergusons? And she's like, nah, I haven't met any Fergusons. But we met some of the other neighbors. We met the Martells, Joel and Shirley. Cooper's like, did the Martells tell you that the house was haunted? And they're like, no, Cooper, they didn't. Because they're normal people, and we talk about normal things. And Cooper's getting all defensive. He's like, our house is haunted, the woods are haunted, so I don't know what to tell you guys. And then Mickey's like, why don't you shut up, Drooper? Eat your breakfast, Drooper. Calls him Drooper because of his big old dumb ears, which I thought was funny. And for some reason, Cooper's only response to that is to call his brother Sicky. He's like, shut up, Sicky.
Not a real good comeback on the name there.
No.
Should have called him Dickie.
Something like that.
Yeah. But I probably can't do that in a children's book. Huh?
Dad sees Cooper's about to get, slam dunked in this insult battle, so he's like, cut it out, you two.
Yeah.
It's not... Drooper I'll allow, because that's pretty funny, but I gotta stop you at Sicky there, Coop. So they have a combo at the table, and Cooper, he takes a bite of his French toast. Black. You know what happened? Fucking Mickey poured salt all over his French toast. Ruined a good French toast by dumping salt on it. Probably thought it was powdered sugar when he looked at it, took a big bite. Blah. So now I'm mad at Mickey.
Yeah.
So that's mean. And
French toast is great. That's like one of my favorite.
Oh, I love French toast.
Treats.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. So Cooper's like, you know what? Fuck breakfast. Mom forces Mickey to apologize, which he does half-heartedly.
Oh, and this is when the dad leaves. And he's just like, yeah, when Dad gets mad, he just leaves the room.
Yeah. That's how my dad acts when he's angry. He gets all quiet, then just walks away. Punishments come later. That's actually what the book says. Yeah. So he ends up talking to his dad one-on-one. Gets his dad alone, talks to his dad about those dogs and about old Fergie. And Dad's like, I've never heard of the Fergusons either. Sounds like a cult. Well, Cooper insists. He's like, well, Dad, I don't care what you've heard, all right, because this is what I've heard. I've been out in the woods. I've been doing the footwork. I've been out there meeting the people. And the little girl that I found in the woods told me that the woods were haunted. And not with little girls, actually, with dogs. And the dogs, I've seen them a couple of times, and then I haven't seen them. They're kind of tricky because they're ghosts, I think, Dad. And Dad's like, why don't you shut the fuck up, all right? You're not well, son. You move. It's a new house. Look at that. Whatever you saw, that's the house settling. Okay, whatever you saw. So Coop, looking for some comfort, would do what I would do in this situation: just unpack one of his favorite collections and start shelving them. Just get them displayed. Just take it all in. Just get them snow globes going, dude. Looking at them, shaking each one a little bit, putting them up, shining them, shining the little domes.
Does a couple of organizational things where he's like, should I do by size?
Mm-hmm.
Should I do alphabetical?
Yeah.
I think he goes with geographical alphabetical. So
that's a good way to do it, I think. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you
still lines it up so the Boston one's front and center, though.
Yeah.
Probably got the...
After he soothes himself, self-soothes with some snow globing, he gets all tuckered out and falls asleep. In the middle of the night, he hears barking. Barf, barf, barf. Loud enough that he feels others in the house would have had to have heard it. This was loud barking right outside. But no one seems to stir. And he's confused by this. And he listens carefully, and he's like, I don't think the barking is even coming from outside. I think the barking is coming from inside. Bum, bum, bum.
Koopa. He's creeping down the hallway with his Ted Williams autographed baseball bat, and he's just like, I'm going to get all Teddy ball game on these dogs if they come down here. And he hears the dogs rummaging, barking, knocking over lamps. I do love this whole little sequence just because, these fucking dogs. But he's just like, how does no one else hear this? No one else hears dogs knocking shit over or whatever. Turns on the lamp. Dogs are gone. Lamp was knocked over, and it is Aunt Myrtle's heirloom lamp or something, I feel like, or their great-grandmother's lamp or some other shit like that. And there's bag of chips has been torn open, and there's chips everywhere. And he bends over to pick up the chip bag, and he's like, these fucking dogs. Getting my potato chips. when he feels hot breath on the back of his neck. Bum, bum, bum.
And it's apparently Mickey's so close to the back of his neck that him going, "Hey, Cooper, what the fuck you doing with those chips?" He was close enough for that to, like... I was trying to picture, like, how close was he to his neck that he could feel him breathing on it just to ask about the chips? It's so creepy. Cooper's like, "Oh, the dogs did it."
I just love that the ghost dogs wrecked the living room over a bag of chips. Like, I thought that was, like, a cute moment. And also, like, oh my god! They're actual ghost dogs. That's fun.
It's shades of the first dummy where they wreck the kitchen. It's sort of, they do a worse number on that kitchen than these dogs do. But yeah, Cooper's like, "Dogs did it." Mickey's like, "You know what? It's weird, Drooper. I don't hear or see any dogs. I think you're being weird. I think you're down here opening up bags of potato chips and rolling around in them and knocking over lamps by yourself, bud." And so Mickey accuses Cooper of making a big deal of the house being haunted, assuming that he wants to move back to Boston to be with his friends Gary and Todd. And Cooper decides, you know what? I've had about enough of that guy. I gotta get even with Mickey. I gotta get even with him now, but how do I do it? Let's put some plans in place. Bum, bumpity-bum, bum. Chapter 13.
It's not a cliffhanger. So, next morning, Cooper has company. He's excited. He's thinking, I bet Gary and Todd hitched a ride all the way up here from Boston. Here's the thing. It's not, depending on where he lives, let's assume he didn't move all the way to bumfuckington. He's outside of, like, Portland or something like that. He's only a few hours away by car. So he could, like, it's definitely, and there's fucking buses. Just put those kids on a fucking Greyhound, send them up.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? But he's real excited because he thinks it might be Gary and Todd. But guess what? It's Fergie. Fergie's just like, "Oh, I'd like to speak to you alone in the woods." And so he's just like, all right. So they go out to the tire swing. She's like, "Hey, I need to fess up to something." And when this happened, I'm just like, what the fuck? Now we can't trust you, Fergie, because she says, guess what? Mickey put me up to the haunted woods thing. There ain't no haunted woods. I'm like, oh, god damn it. None of that's true. Mickey got to her. She was just like, "Hey, little girl, come over here. Little girl, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's fuck with my brother. We have this thing. We do jokes on each other. He laughs. I laugh. Everyone has fun. Help me put a joke on him." And she's just like, okay. And so, sight unseen, she goes and fucking plays a prank on him? That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like that's a bit of a reach, right? This is the first moment.
This kind of erased all the fun in the book. Yeah, this was the first moment where it was like, all right, well, this is getting shitty.
I feel like this was a retcon. I feel like this was like a changed later to fit what happens at the end of the book. But then she felt bad because she saw how much of a chicken shit Cooper was. And she's like, I didn't think anyone could be as scared about that as you were. So I was just like, Jesus. Man, I guess he's got like some sort of issues or whatever, and I made him sad. I'm sorry I did that to you. And then Cooper's just like, "Hey, Fergie, I get it, I guess, you asshole. What about the dogs thing?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
They're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, seriously, why'd you say dogs?" And she's like, "I'm terrified of dogs. I find dogs just scary as all get out. Terrified. Can't stand them." Ugh. Anyway, let's go look for a fun rock near the stream. And Cooper's just like, "Oh, fuck. Fergie. It's the dogs. Bum, bum, bum."
Yeah, there's them dogs out there. And Fergie freaks out. She, channels some of her inner Cooper. She runs. All right. She's not taking any time for any dogs. Then she trips and falls on her face. Ha ha ha. That always makes me laugh. I don't care what kind of situation we're in. Someone falling on their face, that's a good time. Cooper got her ass back. There were no dogs. Ha! Got your ass, Fergie. There were no dogs. You tripped and fell on your stupid Fergie face.
Did you know at the end of chapter 13 that's what Cooper was doing? Because I was pretty much like, oh, nope. Really? I was like, Cooper's getting that girl back.
I didn't.
Because, like,
I didn't think he had it in him.
Oh, he's been talking revenge the whole book against his brother. Like,
yeah, talking it, doing it.
But, like, he got a chance with Fergie. He's just like... Plus, he could handle her if she, like, gets physical. So he could just be like, pop, pop, right in the face.
That's true. I'm also really stupid. So that makes these books fun for me. But they decide, now that they're even, they're like, now it's time. We got to get Mickey back together. All right, we got a tag team. We got to get my older brother real good. So they end up finding whatever they're looking for, Fergie's Arrowhead Rock or whatever, and start thinking of what they're going to do. And Fergie's like, I tell you what, why don't we blindfold him, strand him in the woods? Huh? How about that? Strand him in the woods, blindfolded, get him killed? How about that? Cooper's like, nah, that won't scare him one bit. He loves being blindfolded.
That's
big
weird.
Fan of the woods. That'd be his favorite thing. If you blindfolded him in the woods, it'd be like a pig and shit. He wouldn't even mind. And then I don't guess any other ideas come to surface, because at some point Cooper thinks he stepped in poison ivy. And then Fergie tells her, he's like, no, I think my teacher told us that that's just a weed that looks like it. And I'd be like, well, Fergie, I don't know what to tell you. I don't want any part of either of those, I don't know why I even wrote that in, but I did. Cooper gets the idea. He's like, oh, yeah, here's why. He says, I tell you what, we should cover Mickey's bed in the weed that looks like poison ivy, freak him out. He'll come in and be like, oh, no, I got poison ivy all over my bed. And so they gather up a whole bunch of it. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I really hope it's poison ivy, and they get it all over them, because that'd be kind of funny. That's not what happens, though. In the middle of it, though, Cooper spots some wildflowers. All right, he sees some wildflowers, and he's like, I'm going to pick some of these for my mom while I'm at here, because I love my mom. And she loves wildflowers. And that's when things get weird.
Yeah, the fucking poison ivy thing was such another thing that's just like, why is this in here? Why is there 2 paragraphs about this weed that looks like poison ivy, and then immediately turns into like, well, there I was like, fuck that shit, let's pick some wildflowers instead. It's like, why?
The shift to wildflowers was very quickly, with like 1 paragraph. But yeah, he goes, I reached down for a few pretty violet and yellow flowers when something moving through the trees caught my eyes. I glanced up just in time to see Mickey stagger into the clearing. Fergie and I both cried out when we spotted him. Mickey's clothes were ripped and shredded, dark scratches covering his face and arms, and bright red blood trickled down his neck. Cooper! He croaked weakly, barely able to talk. Cooper! The dogs! Those were the last words he spoke before he crumpled to the goddamn ground. Bum, bum, bum.
They run over to check on Mickey, because clearly he's on death's door, checking out his injuries. Then Mickey just grabs Cooper by the throat, because he's a fucking psychopath, and starts giggling. Mickey's just like, ha! Got you with the fake blood again. And Cooper's just like, God damn it! God damn it! And like Fergie's just like, oh, this is so embarrassing. I could never fall in love for a man who gets so pwned by his brother over and over and over again. And Cooper's just humiliated. So then he's just like, fuck it. And he bites the shit out of Mickey, draws blood. I love that Mickey's like, you fucking mutant. Like, mutant is such a, like, no one says that anymore. But I remember as a kid, like, mutant being passed around as like as a slam occasionally.
Yeah. Oh, it was a rare one, but it was a good one. Yeah.
And then Fergie's like, Cooper, I'm sorry you're upset about your brother and whatever, so bye. And then she bails. So he's just all by himself. And he's like, I need a drink of water from this cold stream. I'm like, you fucking kid. Like, did you ever drink water, like found water like that? Because as a kid, I was terrified of, because every adult was like, don't drink water that doesn't come out of tap. Like hose waters.
Yeah, that's how you get giardia.
Exactly.
Diarrheas. Yeah, you don't want that. Unless you do want diarrhea.
You might. I don't know. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
What type of person you are. Some people are into it. I don't know.
No, she's like, see you tomorrow, she called out, waving. I didn't bother to wave back. I watched her leave, then made my way over to the stream to take a drink of cold water. The sight of Mickey all bloody had made my throat dry, and it was from screaming. Jesus. I leaned over the sparkling, cool water and lowered my hand. I scooped some water up to my mouth and drank. But when I saw my reflection in the stream, I choked. It wasn't me. The face staring back at me in the water was the face of a black dog. I jerked my head up. No dogs on the shore, no dogs anywhere in sight. Whoa! I cried aloud. I leaned over the stream again and peered into the water. The dog stared up at me from beneath that surface. I raised my head again. No dog on the shore. So how could I see a dog's reflection in the water? Once again I squinted into the clear stream. The dog appeared to ripple with water, and I gaped at the eerie reflection. Motherfucker! And as I gaped at the eerie reflection in horror, it pulled back its thin lips and bared its ugly yellow teeth in a silent growl. Bum, bum, bum.
He runs home, as you would. And he looks in the mirror, expecting to see a dog. But he had his own face. He's fine. But he's messed up about it. You know, it's been a weird 4 hours hanging out in the woods with Fergie, scaring each other, seeing Mickey, getting scared by Mickey, not really coming up with a plan for scaring him. Probably still has a pocket full of fake poison ivy he forgot to dump. Don't even know if he gave those flowers to his mother. I think he drops them at some point. Doesn't eat much that night. You know, he's got a lot on his mind, stressing about potentially being a dog, or seeing a ghost dog, or having a ghost dog inside him. And his parents just assume he's nervous about starting a new school tomorrow. And sure, he probably would be if it weren't for all this dog mess. So he couldn't sleep that night. Poor Coop. Just thinking about the dog in the water. Then he overslept for school. First day, you don't want that. That's not a good way to get started off.
How do his parents let him? He's 12, right? Like, I got
like,
mad
parent your kid.
at that.
Wake him
I was
up.
just like, that's
Get his ass up. Come on, it's the first day of school. Was no one paying attention to the boy's first day of school at a new school? It should be an event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So he wakes up late, runs downstairs to make a PB&J to take for lunch, makes his own lunch because his parents don't love him. Then he hears some whimpering behind him. Hears some arr, 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 and he's like, "Shut up, Mickey!" But it ain't Mickey. The dogs are in the house. Bum, bum, bum.
Dickie.
Got his ass.
Their jaws hung loose. They drooled hungrily. Thick, yellow drool. My knees buckled. I clutched for the counter to steady myself. Their dark, furry bodies shimmered under the bright kitchen lights. Growling, their teeth bared, they stepped side by side away from the wall. They stepped side by side away.
I don't think dogs can even walk that way.
Oh, yeah. I moved back slowly, one small step. The dark eyes tracked my move. One more step back, slowly, then another. The steady gaze followed me. The back door stood inches away. If I reached back, I could touch the doorknob now. I reached back, slowly, very slowly. My hand fumbled, then I found it. The small round knob. Too late! They jumped! I screamed as the dark bodies hurtled towards me. I shut my eyes. I heard the sound of snapping jaws. I opened my eyes in time to see one of the dogs snatch my lunch from the counter. Then they disappeared, through the kitchen door. They dove right through the kitchen door with my fucking lunch. Breathing hard, I sank into a kitchen chair. I held my hand tightly. Enraged, I shut my eyes and tried to calm myself. I had just seen two dogs run right through a door with my lunch. How could that be? Mom and Dad come running in, and they're like, "What the fuck are you still doing home?" Because I bet they were like, "Oh, I bet the boys have left already. Let's have a little morning time fun now that school's back in session." If you know what I mean, that maybe Dad's penis could be back in session in Mom while there's no children in the house. But then they hear, like, fucking Cooper just knocking shit over in the kitchen, throwing peanut butter jars everywhere, and he's just like, "Mom and Dad, two dogs just ran in here, took my lunch, jumped through the kitchen door like a couple of spooksters, and left. And they're just like, oh shit, did he see us fucking? And he's like lost his mind? Just like, what's happened? Did we traumatize him? Did he hear something? Oh no. So they're like, we need to call a psychiatrist. Cooper's just like, oh no straitjackets for me. But so we skip ahead to the end of the week, basically. Cooper, he's all week at school, he's just like, those fucking dogs. I like how he's just like, just thinking about them, just sitting in class. Like, what is he thinking about exactly? Like, there's dogs. Like, Jesus. But he says, like, oh, by the end of the week, Fergie and him have become good friends. Fergie's parents and his parents are good friends. They're probably swapping wives left and right. Fergie's parents are leaving for the weekend. They're going from Vermont, and they're just like, hey, we just met you last week. Do you want to watch our daughter for the weekend? Like, there's no one else?
She mostly stays in the woods.
What about the cartels or the Martels or whoever the fuck? Like, the people who've lived here before. A brand new family moves to town, and you're like, hey, you want our daughter? Woo. Woo. Guess what? They're going to come back to not their daughter because they left their child with a couple of psychos.
When you think about that, someone's going to jail for a long time for no good reason.
So, yeah, because if whoever those two people are, the best time for them to run away would be when Fergie's parents aren't there. So they're definitely going to book out of there like Sunday night or something like that. And then like Fergie's parents are going to come home and they're like, where's our kid? And they're like, oh, I don't know. So they ran off with your kid. We're like, what's going on? What's Cooper?
I guess there's fake Fergie, but...
Yeah, but they're going to run... Are they going to live as children with these people?
I don't know.
Like, who are they? We don't know who they... We'll get there.
That is true. Yeah, who are they? Are they the Martels? I don't know.
Oh, maybe. So, Fergie's staying there over the weekend because her parents are in Vermont. He's like, hey, listen, I got to tell you something. These two dogs jumped into the kitchen, took my lunch, and then went through the wall. And she's like, I believe you. I believe that dogs do that anyway. That's why I find them so scary. I think all dogs are ghost dogs. She's like, maybe we'll see them together and we can convince your parents that dogs are real. And he's like, okay, that's not exactly what I meant, but sure. And she's still thinking about ways to get back at Mickey, which is a little bit strange that she wants blood vengeance against Mickey. And Cooper's just thinking about them dogs. Bum, bum, bum.
Just thinking about them dogs, man. It's like a country song, Cooper and them dogs. Well, we fast forward. Apparently there's a plan in place because the clock hits midnight and Coop's like, time to get moving. All right, we got plans to fulfill. So he goes down the hall to Fergie, who now lives with him. Weird. And wakes her up. And she's confused, naturally, because, one, this isn't her house, and two, there's a boy waking her up in the middle of the night. And she's like, oh my God, are the dogs here? He's like, no, you dope, it's time to scare Mickey. She's like, oh yeah. And then, as they had apparently planned, she grabs a shoebox and some string. And inside the shoebox is a huge, hairy, totally gross, disgusting, black rat. A fake one, but disgusting nonetheless.
It would have been so much better if it was a real dead rat. And that they had lost their minds and were just like, let's put a dead rat in his bed. And I'm like, yes. But no, it is a children's book, so I guess that was not on the table.
I feel like rats, I think you can kill a rat in a children's book. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Scholastic. But the plan here, they're going to take this rat. They got that string. They're going to tie the string around the rat's neck, and then they're going to put it on put it on Mickey while he's asleep, hide somewhere, tug on the string, make it feel like the mouse is moving across his body, startle him awake, make him shit in his bed. So, when they enter, Fergie is to go to the closet, all right? She doesn't honestly even need to be here for this plan. But she's going to go open the closet door just so I guess Cooper's got good egress to go hide. So she goes to the closet. Cooper puts the rat on Mickey the way Mickey's sleeping. He's got to put it on his stomach. He joins her in the closet, holding on to the string. Now, once inside, Fergie, accidentally steps on Mickey's skateboard. Makes a big loud crack sound.
Which I was like, did she fucking break it? Is she like 200 pounds of...
Mickey, in his bed, does not react at all. The rat's on Mickey's stomach. Cooper creeps to the closet. Got the string in hand. Shuts the door a little bit. And then I quietly pulled the closet door toward me, leaving it open just a crack. I held tightly onto the end of the string. "Ready?" I whispered. "Ready," she whispered back. "Okay," I said. "On 3. 1, 2... Fergie, stop kicking me." "I'm not touching you," she whispered sharply. "You are too. Stop it, okay?" "No way, my feet are all the way over here," Fergie protested. "Ow, you kicked me again," I whispered. She raised her voice. "I did not." I clamped my hand over her mouth. We both froze. I heard breathing. Heavy breathing. Not my breathing. Not Fergie's breathing. I swallowed hard. "Oh. Fergie?" I stammered. "We're not alone in here." Bum, bum, bum.
Something growled. They darted out of the closet. Cooper trips over the skateboard again, lands on his face. Crack!
I guess every time, dude. People falling, man.
And then Mickey comes out of the closet and he's like, "Look at me, I'm a killer poodle." And Mickey, he's just like, "You guys are the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet. Because you spent all day today being like, oh, I've got this little box. What are we going to do with this box?" And he's just like, "I knew you were up to some shit. So I just waited you guys out. You were up to something. Been waiting in my closet this whole time for you." He made a fake Mickey on the bed and had been waiting in the closet the entire time they were there. Like a psychopath.
Psychopath.
You can't get him back. He's a monster. You just run.
He's gone.
So they were like, "Oh, we need to get him back." It's like, but now you have to get him back again because he's just continually getting you guys back. Like, this is just give up. And they're just like, "It's too late for us to do anything tonight." It's like, yeah, obviously. They're about to go to bed. Before they do, Cooper and Fergie hear barking. And this time, it's not. Man, who cares? Like, I mean, yeah, we know there's ghost dogs. So if we hear more barking, who gives us a bum, bum, bum.
Well, now they're going to head toward the barking. That's their goal, is to see what's barking. So they head on down there, and Fergie's like, "Where are your parents?" And he assures her, he's like, "Listen, I get it. It's weird. My parents, honestly, they don't hear the dogs. Only we do." And so they go downstairs into the living room. It's dark. They see 2 pairs of red eyes down there, our ghost dogs. And Cooper's like, "All right, I'm going to turn on the lamp on these sumbitches." And he goes over there, but he ends up knocking over this fucking lamp. It falls on the floor, making a big old loud crashing sound. All right? And after a little, there's a little squabbling going on between Cooper and Fergie. Mom shows up, flicks on the light, and boy, is she pissed. Because when she flicks on the light, there's no dogs. There's just Cooper and Fergie standing in the middle of the living room, way too late. Mom probably thinks they're necking. Too young to be necking. And she goes, "Cooper, Margaret." And I like the fact that she called her Margaret, because you could just tell she's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
They're in trouble. All right, they're in trouble. Cooper tries his best to explain, but Mom's like, "I'm not buying shit about these dogs. All right? You need to go to bed." But Fergie does, obviously, believe, because she saw him too. So at least she's on Cooper's side. They go to bed, and then to their individual rooms, and Cooper tells Fergie on the way out, he's like, "All right, listen, we'll check the woods tomorrow for the dogs." Fergie's like, "All right, straight up." And then they did like a weird handshake and they went to bed. But Cooper can't sleep again. This is like day 3. This kid can't sleep. He's just got dogs on his brain. And I'm beginning to think the end of the book is just delirium, given that I don't think he sleeps the entire book. He wonders how the dogs are getting in and out of his house. And I would be too. I mean, he saw him jump through a wall with peanut butter. I mean, that's wild. And how do they vanish? Why are they after him? Why are they stalking him? What's the deal? Can't sleep. So he wakes up. He's like, I gotta get this off my mind. I gotta go get Fergie. I'm gonna creep down the hallway, risk my mom yelling at me again. and tell her, I can't wait until the morning to look for these dogs. We gotta go right now. Bum, bum, bum.
It leads to the basement, I said, poking my head in. You think this is how the dogs get into the house? Sorry. Fergie didn't answer me. Faggy? I called. I'm sad I haven't been saying her name like that. Faggy? No reply. A chill of fear shot down my back. I spun around, in time to see a dark form come charging at me. Startled, I stumbled. The back of my head hit the house with a loud thwack. The dark creature leaped on top of me, pinned me to the ground. A sour smell filled my nostrils as I struggled to get up. I swear to fucking Christ, if this is Mickey again. But I couldn't move. The creature panted. Its jaws opened wide. Hot saliva dripped onto my face. The big dog held me prisoner. What did it plan to do next? Bum, bum, bum.
Well, hopefully not hump him to death. But
no.
Coop pushes the dog off of him. So immediately we've got a dog that can leap through walls, but now has weight and mass that he can push off of him. And he sees Fergie has now been pinned to the ground by the other dog. So it's kind of a tag team match where the humans are losing pretty significantly. So Coop grabs a stick. He's like, dogs like sticks. I'll pick up a stick. And then the dogs growl at him like, "Arr, arr." And he's like, I got a stick. Fuck off. Arr. And then there's a growl off. Arr, 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 arr. And then one of the dogs charges at him. Arr, and knocks him into Fergie. Ow. And then he's, arr. And then the dogs corner them both. And the dogs are winning again. And then the dogs are inching closer. It's like right before a cartoon goes to commercial where the bad guys are inching closer. They got the good guys backed up against the wall. It's exactly like that. And they're like, oh shit, we're cornered by ghost dogs. And they don't seem to be afraid of sticks. What do we do now? Bum, bum, bum.
Dogs are biting at him, pulling on their clothes, like Lassie, trying to lead him somewhere. And even Cooper notices, like, they're just kind of like pulling on my pant leg and stuff. Like, they're just trying to get us to go somewhere. And Furry's just like, oh, look, they seem to be happy when you go the way that they want you to. And Cooper's just like, yeah, you're right. And he books it in the opposite direction as fast as he can. Because he's like, I don't want to fucking follow these dogs. And the dogs chase him and take him down. And then Fergie and him are just like, well, I guess we're going to fucking follow him because we don't really have a choice. So they follow the dogs. We reach a worn-down shack, and the dogs are like, come on, you should go check it out. Go check it out. What's in there? Bum, bum, bum.
Man, that's where the book gets weird, dude. There's just, I love the idea of an old shack in the woods. I love a creepy shack in the woods.
I'm the werewolf.
I'm the werewolf. You're the werewolf. We're all werewolves with the shack in the woods. So I was like, well, this could be fun. It's officially not fun. The kids are back to get. I can't even follow this. It's even. I can't even picture what he's even describing here. The kids are backed against the shack door, and then the dogs leap through the shack like ghosts. They leap in it, and then Cooper's like, "Oh shit! The dogs are in the shack. I guess they wanted us to see this shack. Cool shack." And then he's like, "Time to go." And he grabs Furby's arm to run, because he's like, I don't care what's in that shack. But then the dogs jump back out through the wall and stand in front of him and block him from leaving because they're like, nah, you got to get in the shack. And so they're like, nah, we don't want to get in the shack. And then the dogs are like, but we insist. And the dogs stand up on their hind legs like people dogs. And they're taller than the kids now. The dogs on their hind legs somehow are coordinated enough to kind of dog walk and push them with their foot paws into the shack. Now, it doesn't say they opened the door. It doesn't say he pushed them through the walls. They just somehow go into the shack. They go into the shack, and when they're in the shack has no floor. Which in my mind, I was like, oh, dirt.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. No, yeah, it's a pit. It's a pit. It's a pit. They hurtle down. They go in through, I think, the door. Down, tumbling down, way down, into a deep black hole, an abyss, an endless abyss. That's in the chapter. Bum, bum, bum. We went to hell. I landed softly on my feet. I didn't even feel it. Had we fallen into some kind of well? Or a tunnel dug deep under the shack? I couldn't tell. I took a deep breath and gazed around the heavy blackness. Faggy, you okay? I called. My voice came out tiny and shrill, even if it didn't sound like that when the guy read the story. I guess, she replied after a few seconds. Cooper, look! I started to reply that it was too dark to see anything, but then I glimpsed the 2 pairs of red eyes glaring at us through the darkness. I gasped. Don't move, instructed a dry whisper of a voice. Who are you? I managed to choke out. What do you want? Why did you dogs bring us here? Fergie demanded. We're not dogs, the voice growled. We are people. But, I sputtered. Silence, the voice commanded. Silence while you are in the changing room. The what? I cried. The red eyes flared. Centuries ago, my friend and I had an evil spell cast upon us, the voice continued, ignoring my question. The spell forced us to roam these woods as dogs. Ghost dogs. Too bad, I muttered. But what do you want us for? The dog snickered. It sounded more like dry coughing than laughter. Ha 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 ha. You are in the changing room, the voice told us. For nearly 100 years, we have tried to get 2 people in here, and now we have succeeded. And? I demanded. We're going to change places with you, the voice said casually. Excuse me? Fergie cried. You're going to what? We will take your places, the voice repeated. I'm sorry, it's just they're going back and forth between the voices finally got. And you shall take ours. You will be the ghost dogs. You will roam these woods as we did, forever. No way, I cried. I wanted to run. But where? I was surrounded by heavy blackness on all sides. Fergie, I started. But I heard a gasp, and then I began to feel warm, as if someone had covered me with a warm... As if someone had covered me with a heavy blanket. The warmth swept over my body. Simmering heat, as if I were in an oven. Warmer, until sweat dripped down my face and I was panting in the heat. I can't stand it anymore, I thought. I'm going to melt. I opened my mouth to scream, but the sounds that escaped my throat weren't mine. In fact, they didn't sound human at all. Bum, bum, bum. I've been enjoying not only doing the reading as a Bostonian, but as a bad Bostonian actor.
I loved it. It was great. Yep. And then, as you expect, Cooper now describes his life as a dog. And he starts out by doing some stretches. You know, some of those nice low ones, some downward dog. You know, does the dog shake, shakes himself off, realizes he can't see in color.
Oh,
can't.
That's not actually true. Dogs do have color.
I know.
I'm just saying,
I
Travis.
I thought the same. When I read it, I was like, oh, that old myth.
Or, you know what? They are ghost dogs, so you could just fall back on, like, ghost dogs can't see color.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, they're more of a sepia view. Cooper, you know, they're dogging it. They're raw dogging it out here, and he realizes that at some point he and Fergie can read each other's minds, which is neat. I don't think that's true to what dogs do, but Fergie realizes Cooper was thinking about the leftover fried liver from last night, because now that Cooper's a dog, he's very hungry. That's all he's thinking about is food.
But he also loves fried liver and onions. That's a big thing that he likes, and that's an important plot point that gets introduced in the last 5 chapters of this book, and also doesn't really go anywhere, except to the... It's so fucking stupid when it happens. The whole... Yeah. Cooper's dumb. Cooper's real dumb. I'm sorry.
He's so dumb.
I'm so sorry.
It's the worst. And I can't wait for us to get there.
There's so many chapters left.
He finds out he has a tail. He finds out he has a tail. He yips. They're dogs. And then he says, Fergie, what are we going to do? We're dogs. I can see that, Cooper, she replied, swatting a fly from behind her floppy black ear. Well, we've got to do something, I cried. We can't trot around like this forever. Those ghost dogs stole our bodies. They're probably fooling my parents this very minute. Fergie didn't reply. Instead, she ran around in circles, chasing her tail. Hey, this is fun. Fergie, quit messing around. We're in major trouble. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm upset about this too, you know. Fergie dropped to the dirt. She buried her snout in front of her paws, deep in thought. You know what, Cooper? What? I asked as I paced back and forth, trying to think of a way to get us out of this mess. Your droopy ears look pretty good, now that you're a dog.
Bro, when she fucking laid that burn on him, I thought it was pretty funny. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, now that you're a dog. Fergie, get serious, I growled. Then it hit me. I know, I cried. I know what we can do. We have to drag those ghosts back to the shack and trade places with them again. Oh, sure, Cooper, no problem, Fergie barked. And how do you suppose we do that? Walk up to them and say, excuse me, but can you come back to the shack with us? It'll only be for a second. I stared at Fergie. She had become a dog, but her personality hadn't changed one bit. I heard that, she mumbled. I sighed.
There were some moments that I thought were pretty funny in this part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's always good with banter. It's never the dialogue. It's always what the dialogue leads to. I sighed. Well, do you have a better plan? I asked, scratching furiously at my neck. I'm thinking, Fergie answered with a yawn. I'm really so tired. Maybe after a nap. No naps. We have to do something now. Listen to me. We'll get my parents to help. All we have to do is convince them that we're the real Cooper and Margaret, and that those kids in the house are imposters. And how are we going to do that? Fergie asked. Good question. Real good question. Dum.
So at the house, Cooper's parents, motherfucker. I'm sorry, it's one of the ones where it's hard to get to the end, and it doesn't get easier the closer the end it gets, because we know what we're getting towards.
Now we got double characters. We have to specify which Fergie and which Cooper we're talking about. And shit.
Oh God! All right. So back at the house, Cooper's parents were playing frisbee with fake Fergie and fake Cooper, and Cooper gets an idea, and Fergie also understands it with telepathy, and they hop through the wall into Mickey's room. And he's just in his underwear, sorting t-shirts, and these two ghost dogs are growling at him. And he just panics, runs outside, and is like, "Mama, Daddy, help me!"
In his underwear, they got his ass.
Dad comes around and he sees the dogs, and he's like, "Get out of here!" And Cooper's just like, "But Dad, I'm Cooper." And Dad's just like, "I don't speak dog," and waves a broom at them. And Mom's just like, "Call them dogs. They look dangerous and they should be put to sleep." And Dad's just like, "Okay." And he picks up the phone and dials. Bum, bum, bum.
Yep, gonna send these pups to the pound where they belong. But no, they run into the woods, and then from a distance, they're watching the house, and they're watching that frisbee. And they're watching that frisbee like, man, I want to jump up and grab that frisbee. But they can't, because they'll get in trouble. And it turns out the pound didn't show up, so maybe Dad didn't call. But Cooper gets another idea, and Fergie follows him. Just sight unseen. He's like, "I got an idea." And she's like, "All right, what is it?" And he looks, God damn, this is so stupid. They've both been dogs for at least two chapters.
I'm sorry.
And Coop's like,
just the defeat.
My idea is to look for a pen and some paper. And within maybe 2 paragraphs, he's like, that's right, dogs can't hold pens.
And I also love his thought process wasn't like, "I'll write them a message," which I thought, that's smart. It was, they'll recognize my handwriting?
They'll recognize his handwriting.
Because otherwise they would just be dogs that could write, and who gives a fuck? But
it's like, bitch, you ain't got hands. You have to have hands for this. Oh, my God. But while they're in the middle of this plan to write something, Dad bursts into the room, seeing a dog holding a pen, and he's like, "Hey, I thought I told you 2 dogs to beat it." And then it gets worse, man. They try. This is fucking hilarious, though. They try standing on their hind legs to pretend to be people. Arf, 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 we're dogs. Mom, Dad, it's us. They're not good at standing on their back legs. So they just fall on their face, which is hilarious. This is like the 8th time in this book people have fallen on their face. Dad thinks the dogs have some palsy he's not aware of, so he grabs a broom. Let's get them out of here. He's like, now I gotta mercy kill them. They're not right. So they run back into the woods, I assume on 4 feet. And randomly Cooper's like, man, I wish Gary and Todd were around. They know what to do. Gary and Todd would know exactly what to do right now. I wish I could call Gary, Todd, what should I do? But here's the thing. All right. This chapter, very fun in a nonsensical way, ends weirdly. Because Cooper suddenly feels burning hot. And he starts shaking violently, head to tail, out of control. He's hot dogging it. Something had taken over his body.
Are you going to give me some drums?
Sorry, I was just enjoying it. Bum, bum, bum.
I'm just remembering how stupid this series of chapters where they're just like, we're ghost dogs, and just like riding through the house. They're like, let's try writing something. Like, I could see the cartoon that would be based off this, where like, hey, get out of here, stop writing in here, you crazy dogs. It's like,
yeah, this is Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's
not, Scooby-Doo
this is the most ridiculous. It's fleas. Cooper's covered in fleas. Apparently he's just, which sucks. Like, if I was a ghost dog, I'd be like, the one thing I wouldn't have to fucking worry about is fleas. But no, he's got fleas. And apparently thousands of them. He makes it sound as if they sat on like an ant colony and he's covered.
Right,
in, like,
yeah.
It sounds awful. So they run to the stream and they get the fleas off of them somehow. I don't fucking care. They're hungry again. Cooper's like, hey, let's go eat some garbage. And Fergie's, she's just like, I like how Cooper immediately, she's like, let's eat garbage. We should eat some garbage. And Fergie's like, no, but I can't think of anything better to do. And I love how you just, I like when you just lose your mind in that script. You're just like, they jump through walls. How can they, you don't have a better plan? You go through walls. Go to a restaurant. Go anywhere.
They've already established the dogs can run in and steal peanut butter and jelly out of the kid's hand.
Yes.
You don't have to dig in the trash.
No. You can make a sandwich. Whatever. Hey, and then I like how they're hanging out near the garbage, trying to figure out how to dive in, and then they hear Mickey being like, I'm telling you, Mom, they're ghost dogs. They went through the wall. Mom and Dad are just like, oh, that's the stupidest bullshit. And Cooper's like, maybe Mickey can help us. If only we could get into the house and talk to Mickey about this. Fergie's like, they're not going to believe Mickey either, obviously. And again, you guys don't have to be eating garbage. You just heard Mickey say, these dogs can walk through walls. It's starting to sound like the guy from Air Bud who's just like, there's no rule that says dogs can't play basketball. Like, it's just... So Cooper smells liver around dinner time, and he's just like, oh shit, I love fried liver and onions. This is my favorite thing. He runs back to the house, and he peers inside, drooling. He's just, I wish I could get into that house. Also, the way they describe the scene later, probably not the way it's actually described, but in my head, I just pictured, like, the whole family just standing around a table with a plate piled high with reheated fried liver, being like, yeah.
Bizarre.
I couldn't take my eyes off the plate of liver Mom carried to the table. I watched hungrily as she placed a big slab on my father's plate. Then she served some to Mickey. Mickey seemed edgy, nervous. I hoped he was still upset for my little trick this morning. Mickey the prick is what I call him. Then Mom placed a piece of liver on the phony Cooper's plate. He jumped from his seat. Yuck! He cried out in disgust. I hate liver. Mom's jaw dropped. Cooper, what are you saying? You love liver. The phony Cooper began to stutter. Did I say I hated it? Oh, no, I'm just joking, Ma. I love liver. Everyone knows that. They call me the Liver King. That's me, Cooper the Liver Lover. So good. Mom stared at him suspiciously. Really, Cooper, you haven't been yourself all day. My eyes widened. This was my chance. Now was the perfect time to show Mom he wasn't himself. He was a total phony. I'm going in, I told Faggy. This fucking idea is so fucking stupid.
This is the dumbest.
Just. All right, let's read this last paragraph. This is his plan. This is a plan. I burst through the kitchen door and headed straight for the plate of liver. I'll show Ma who the real Cooper is, I thought happily. The Cooper who loves liver. She'll know it's me instantly and not just a wild dog that likes to eat meat. This has got to work. It's our last chance, I knew. Our only chance. Bum, bum, bum.
Is that dumber than trying to find a pen and paper?
So that they recognize his handwriting. That's what gets me. Like, if he had tried to write a message, they'd be like, holy shit, did that dog just say, hi, Mom? That's an attention grabber. That would be amazing. But instead, Cooper's plan was, they'll recognize my handwriting. This is the same thing where it's not just like, I'll be a ghost dog that steals all their liver and disappear through a wall. No! His plan is, I'll show them that I love eating liver. Then they'll know that I'm Cooper the dog. Like, what? Yeah. They're all in the same room. Run in, run out through the wall as a ghost dog. That's all you fucking do. In front of them. I can't. Travis, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this podcast anymore.
We've only got 2 more chapters, bud. Let's get there.
Okay.
Oh, this is, I will say, this turned out to be way more fun than I thought it would. So, he does that. He bursts inside. He leaps on the table, but he ate that liver. He ate the shit out of that liver. And, as you'd expect, Mom's like, oh, Cooper, it's you, very clearly. The way you're eating the liver. No! She screams for Dad. She says, get this goddamn dog out of here! And Cooper's yelling, it's me, Mom! See, I love liver! It's me! But all Mom hears is, so Dad beats the shit out of him with a rolled up newspaper and then locks the dogs in the pantry while he calls the pound. Because they're going to have him put to sleep. It's gone too far.
Ghosts, dogs, how did they get locked? I'm crying. They can't. Why don't they just run out of the pantry? Why don't they do anything? That's a ghost dog thing. Why did they let themselves get captured? Why are they at the pantry at all? Why is any of this happening, Travis? I don't understand why they didn't just run out through the door. Through the door.
I've never seen your spackler broken so bad.
I can't fix this. I can't fix this, Travis. It's bad. It's so bad.
This is rough. But they do run outside. It doesn't even say they ran through. It could have been fun if it was like, so we ran through the pantry door. It was like, nah, we ran probably through the door because we're fucking stupid. And they're out of ideas until Cooper has one, which at this point I wouldn't take it. You're done. Next time you get an idea, lick your ass.
Oh, God. Yeah, I did like how Fergie was just like, thanks for saving me some of that liver, you piece of shit. She ate all of it.
Yeah, he ate all the liver. This last plan is, you'd think, okay, maybe the last plan the way to bring the story home will work. Personally, I think it's worse than the rest of them. He's like, all right, here's the plan. You know how, like, before we were being ghost dogs? You know, that wasn't working. And then we tried to be dogs that could write, and that didn't work. And then we were hungry dogs, and people just thought we were dogs. Why don't we just be dogs? Would that work? If we were not ghost dogs, would that be better than being dogs? And we just use our teeth, you know. We'll drag those imposter kids back to the shack like they did us. And Fergie's like, I love it. That's great. Do you want to do it? They'll never see it coming, given that it wasn't originally their idea and they did it to us. They'll never see it coming. So inside the house, the imposters watching MTV. R.L. Stein put that in there. And the dogs burst in. Fake Cooper calls for Dad. Dad, help! It's the dogs! Coop and Fergie, they're ferocious. Rawr, rawr, snarling. Rawr, rawr. Coop bites fake Cooper on the ankle as his parents and Mickey come into the room. And, they're clamped onto their kids. So Cooper on fake Cooper and Fergie on fake Fergie. And they're pulling them and they're dragging them by their clothes. And the kids are screaming for help, which is just wild.
Yeah.
Also, these are teenagers, and I get a Labrador's a big dog. I don't think it's dragging a teenager. Your clothes are going to rip.
Yeah.
You can't go far.
Lily, the dog you see frequently here, that's a Labrador mix. They don't get much bigger than Lily. It was like 50 pounds, 55 pounds. That's how big a Labrador is. It's like half the weight of the child, which is big, but still not like a mastiff.
Yeah. It's maybe going to drag you 10 feet. Probably not out of a house, through a hill, up through the woods.
No, I think you just dig your heels in and you don't move. You're just like, no, thank you. Like, stop tearing my jeans. And could you imagine your parents just watching as two dogs dragged you off into the woods? And they're like, I guess they're trying to show them something. As your kid, it'd be one thing if, like, the kids were like, Mom, I think they're trying to show us something. And the parents are like, I think you're right. But their kids are like, ah, and screaming as they're being dragged off into the woods by the dogs. And the parents are like, you know what? I think they're trying to show us something. It's like, they're trying to show you that eat your kids.
It reminds me of something that happened to me today, actually, Dylan.
Oh.
I was in my house and I heard my kid scream. She was outside on her swing and ran out there, and apparently beneath where her swing was the yellow jacket's nest that had come up, and she got stung a few times and she was hysterical. And you know what I didn't do?
What?
I didn't go over and say, well, hold on. Let's see what the bees wanted. I didn't do that.
Oh, you didn't?
I carried her away and nursed her bee stings because I'm not a fucking psychopath. But these parents, before we even get to that, kids are being dragged out. Mickey's hiding in the corner. Dad's looking for a broom. It's a whole thing. And see, the phonies know where they're being dragged to, but they never really speak up. This could have been their opportunity to be like, no, they're not dragging us to the, they're quiet the whole time. They're just being dragged. We don't know how far away this is. In my mind, out in the middle of the woods, a shack that no one had seen before, this is like quarter mile from the house. This
isn't in the backyard. This is hidden.
It's not visible from the house. So, anyway, they're being dragged. The dogs, R.L. Stein or whoever, the barking ghostwriter, makes it clear that no matter what you're thinking, the dogs are way too strong for these kids to escape. So, if you got that in your mind that these kids could probably escape these dogs, he says no, it's not going to happen. So, Dad somehow catches on. He's like, you know what? I think he's like we were alluding to earlier. These dogs just want to be followed. They just want to get to that shack. Hun, let's just watch as these snarling dogs take our imposter children up to this shack in the middle of these woods. Relax, kids. It's okay. It's just the dogs are trying to show us something. It's just a couple old lassies here. And the dogs get them into Fergie and Coop, as dogs get the imposter kids to the shack, and there's not really much to it. They get them there. All four just tumble down in there to the shack, into that darkness, that blackness. Once again, Cooper could feel himself changing, sweltering hot. Is it hell fleas now? Does he have subterranean fleas? Let's find out.
I hope so.
I gazed over my head. A glowing shadow hovered over me. A shadow with tiny red eyes. My body shuddered. I began to shake. And all at once I knew something wasn't right. Fergie! I cried out in a harsh whisper. It's not working. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. Bum, bum, bum.
Their mom comes running over. She's like, Cooper, you okay? Dad's like, hey, what happened to the dogs? Kids seem okay. Fergie's just like, I'm okay. And Cooper's just like, I'm okay. And Dad's like, I'm going to call a fucking pound. Mom's just like, what an adventure. And Dad says, just like, at least it isn't boring here in our new home.
It seems like everything's all right. What a happy ending.
And keep in mind, too, this is all in third person, too. It's like, for sure, Cooper agreed. But then it switches back to first person. Uh-oh. What happened? I asked, rubbing my eyes. I watched my parents walking away from the shack, their arms around two kids. Hey, those kids, I cried. They're not us. It's just hole in one, Koopa. Those kids are not you. The door to the shack opened, and two black labs stumbled out in a daze. Their eyes met, then they bolted away, barking frantically. What's their problem? I wondered. I watched the dogs disappear into the trees. What's going on? I asked myself, totally confused. I'm not a kid, and I'm not a dog either. Hey, Fergie! Where was she? When she popped up next to me, we both gasped. "Aw, no, please, no, she wailed. Her head cocked to one side and her little brown nose twitched furiously. "Tell me we're not," I begged. "Please, Fergie, tell me we're not." "We are," Fergie squeaked. We're chipmunks." We both squeaked and chittered our surprise. Fergie gazed down at her furry little body. "How'd this happen, Cooper? How did this happen?" "Woods are filled with chipmunks," I sighed. "Two of them must have wandered into the changing room, and we switched with the chipmunks, not the kids," Fergie cried. Her bushy chipmunks don't have bushy tails. They have little tiny tails. Little tiny tails. Her bushy tail thumped what the fuck are they? On the ground. I examined my tiny black paws. I moved my teeny little fingers. I twitched my button nose. Cute. I was so cute. "Now what?" Fergie wailed. "What do we do now?" Hunt for acorns?" I suggested. Fergie's beady little eyes squinted into mine. "Excuse me?" "Let's hunt for acorns," I said. "I'm starving." That's it. That's the end of the book. That's the end. That is the end. That is the end of this book. Let's hunt for acorns. I'm starving. It's like are they gonna freeze frame on his little chipmunk face being like, "Mama," and just like a little sparkle, and it's like closing
it's
credits.
Like, now you have a lifespan of about 4 years. You're probably going to be eaten by a snake.
Yeah, they're not cool. They're not cool ghost dogs anymore. They're living chipmunks.
Yeah, and you're never going to get humans back to that shack.
Oh, it sounds like Cooper's given up. Cooper's just he's just like, "No, we're dead.
Let's get some nuts."
Chip,
how about it?
Monk, lifespan. They could theoretically live up to 7 years, and chipmunks in captivity can get to 8 or even 10 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Very cool.
So that's they've got that going for them. But yeah, hold on. I also want to see barking. Nope. Barking. Nope. Barking. Ghost. episode. I want to see if this one was ever turned into a... Oh, my fucking God. It was. It was an episode.
Do we have to...
We might have to...
Do we have to do the bonus? We have to do the
This
bonus,
might have to be the bonus just because there's no way it could be any better or worse. Like, it could...
At some point, we're going to do more of the episodes for bonuses.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be... I got to see what they do with the dogs. It can't be great. Okay. Well, I mean, fun episode, you know. Book, not great. Not great. Too much spackling. Too many weird red herrings, bad cliffhangers, some fun dialogue, but I didn't like any of the characters. Not a single fucking one of them. Not for a second either. God damn. I didn't even like the dogs as a scare. I didn't think that was very good.
It really
I don't like the logic. I don't understand it.
It really was like around chapter 15 or 16 where it's just like, I feel like the story got changed from what it was originally intended to be or what it was originally set up to be into being something very different or very differently written. Like, it just... Yeah, I honestly would believe our theory from before. Like, two different people wrote this book. The first half feels very... Like, it's nothing to write home about, but it feels very solidly like Stein, I feel like, the first 2/3 of the book.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would almost bet, like, he had an outline, and someone else added to that outline.
Yeah. Maybe originally there was some sort of, like, publisher mandate that said, like, you can't do this original plot thing, because that means the kids are dead, or something like that. And so... this ghostwriter had to then, on the fly, come up with something. I mean, we're coming up with a lot of excuses. It could just be a rough job.
We're plot spackling why the plot was
so bad. It is not. It's not fixable. It's not a fixable plot. Like, it doesn't make sense. The villains aren't defined at all. Like, they get like 3 lines of dialogue, and that's it. We don't know who they are. We don't know why they were cursed, who they were cursed, who built this changing room. What is this changing room? It happened 200 years ago, and they've been running around these woods. And they can't trick anybody? I mean, they had to find some incredibly stupid children to fall for it.
Well, they got pretty lucky that Coop moved in. Yeah.
Ugh.
And Fergie just wandering in the woods. Wandering in the woods. Yeah. I'm going to give it.
This might be my least favorite.
Again, fun episode. Loved dunking on it, but not an enjoyable story. I think I got to give it 1 out of 7 snow globes. And only one's as low as I go. I don't think I could give a 0.
No.
Or I would. I'm 1 out of 7 snow globes.
I'll give it... Oh, Jesus. 2 dead chipmunks. I don't know what that's out of. It's just 2 dead chipmunks. Like, I just give it 2 dead chipmunks. Like, I don't... Man, this was maybe one of the most fun episodes we've done. Yeah, for me, I mean, I was just laughing through it. Like, I don't know if anyone else had fun. I had a lot of fun getting that out of my system. It's real bad. Real bad. God damn. I haven't been this mad since book 17. Like that, this honestly is the worst book since. And you know what? It's another body swap book.
Yeah. He's not great with those themes.
Which is funny because he did do that short story in volume 2 of Sign Tinglers that basically was a body swap story, but it was so much better because it was a body swap book where the parents were involved and they were clearly using it as a lesson to teach their children to stop their whining and be happy in their current lives. Because remember, they got switched into... The little nerdy kid got switched into, like, the athletic kid, and the athletic kid's life sucked so much, and he kept ruining the kid's life, and that was fun. And there's no dogs. But this was just bad.
So, give me an outa. Give me a ratio for
I'll do
scoring purposes.
I'll do 2 out of 7, I guess.
2 out of 7.
2 dead chipmunks out of 7 dead chipmunks.
7 possible chipmunks.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. And we got a little bit of trivia. apparently the cover of this book is very similar to Stephen King's Cujo.
Mm-hmm.
I've not read Cujo. I assume you have.
Yes.
You're Stephen King buff.
It's a pretty lightweight affair. I mean, it's just not a very heavy hitter. It's a book about a dog that traps a woman and her son in a car for 2 days. You know, it's not a huge arcing. It's one of his shorter books. I actually really like the movie with Dee Wallace from the early 80s. It's kind of a solid little horror thriller too. But cool. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of a middle of the road. Your mileage will vary kind of creature feature book.
Very cool. Well, apparently there's some other subtle nods to Stephen King's books when Cooper mentions that he's only read 2 scary books in his life, both of which took place in the woods of Maine, and most of King's horror novels obviously take place in fictional Maine towns. I think it's maybe a little bit of a stretch, but I could definitely see the Maine connection.
Yeah, I feel like there are occasional like little Stephen King references throughout the Goosebumps books. Here we go. Stein has stated that this was one of his least favorite Goosebumps books, along with Go Eat Worms. However, he has stated that the cover is one of his favorites. Let's find that bizarre. I mean, it's not one of my least favorite cover. Like the cover,
it just doesn't stand out.
Yeah,
it just seems forgettable. It's not good or bad, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't like this book either. So
thank God.
That feels good.
I'm glad that he did. Good. He did say that he places it alongside his least favorite, even though he's wrong. But
yeah, and I already mentioned that this was the last book where the UK line used different art, and apparently your 2018 ebook that you likely read removed the MTV reference in favor of just TV.
It did. Yeah, when you said that they were watching MTV, I was just like, yet another thing lost to the decades, I guess.
I know.
Could you imagine kids watching MTV, just hanging out watching MTV now?
That'd be weird, right?
Does anyone do that?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. As always, folks, thank you for listening to this. If we somehow convinced you to read this book in order to listen to this episode, we want to go ahead and apologize for that. But you can email the show. We got goosebumspodcast@gmail.com. Gosh, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us about your spooker dooker tales. Tell us about your history with Goosebumps. We read that stuff out here, either here or on a bonus episode. We'll make a whole deal out of it. So please reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
And you can also find the show on Blue Sky at Say Cheese and Pod. You can message us there and let us know your thoughts about the books that we're posting as well, in case you hate emails or the email just is too long for you. You can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/Polykill.
Yes. You can get a hold of these episodes a little earlier than the rest of the world if you want by popping over there and giving $1. $3 gets you in the Discord. So whatever you want to do, if you want to support us with anything other than your ears, you're more than welcome to. We wouldn't say no. All right, Dylan, we gotta keep the train rolling, man. Hopefully we're leading the train to something better. But judging by the title, I don't know. I'm a little worried about it. But
well, it is. We have had good luck with the camping books or the camp
That's
book.
True. That is true.
What was the Camp Terror Lake or whatever, where they're on the
camp? Was it Camp Nightmare?
What is it? Yeah, whatever. They're really space aliens at the end of it. The little chubby,
I like that one.
The little chubby fucker gets bit by the snake, and you get sad.
I like that one. That one had a vibe to it. I really like.
Yeah, because it was spooky because you were like, are they going to die? Because kids were disappearing. Yeah. So cross our fingers, Swimming, basketball, archery. King Jelly Jam's sports camp has it all. Too bad Wendy isn't a total sports freak like her brother Elliot. But how excited can you get over a game of softball? It's just a game, right? Wrong!
I'm leaving it.
Because Camp Jelly Jam is no ordinary sports camp. And Wendy's about to find out why. Why the counselors seem a little too happy. A little too obsessed with winning. And why the ground is always rumbling late at night. If the grounds are rumbling, don't come a tumbling. That's what I always say.